here I am, and this is my second episode of Oz Does Stuff. I'm Oz, and I do stuff. Alright, this is the shed. Alright, this is where you'll find me most times. There's stuff up there, there's stuff over there. There's you, there's me. Alright, it's a big mess, but if you don't like it, then fucking don't come back. I don't care. I like to try and make stuff that I find online, and I had a go with this. Right? This here, see? This is what they call a diddly bow, and it's a cheap man's guitar. It's one string, it's a piece of wire with a cigar box and a shovel handle, and it's all see, it's all put together in one piece. Pretty awesome. It's my first attempt at making one of these, and it sounds pretty shitty. I don't know why it vibrate. Maybe I don't know. But you're supposed to be able to do this, right? And you take a beer bottle and you go. See? I can't make music as good as my friend Francisco does. You'll be hearing a bunch of his stuff on these videos if they're successful and keep going. If they bomb and I get no viewers, then nobody's going to hear nothing. So it's up to you to spread the word. Otherwise, we're all... by the way, content warning. This is for mature audiences only, and there's going to be swears, because that's what I do. Alright? So, spread the word. Francisco Navarro, apparently distant relation to that guy on the tattoo show. Can't help bad luck, I suppose. Anyway, his music's going to be featured on these videos pretty regular, so you better like it. Well, you don't have to like it, but it'd be nice if you did. Alright, anyway, so now you've seen this, and I've demonstrated my lack of musical ability. I'm going to make what they call... I'm going to make a cigar box guitar. It's going to have 3 strings, and cigar box guitars go back to way back into the dark ages. Yeah, way back. Alright, and it's when people couldn't afford to buy real musical instruments, so they had to make do with what they had, as far as I understand it. I'm not much of a history buff, and I really don't want to look it up to make sure it's true, but this is what I figure. Right, that, back in the day, they wanted to make music, but they couldn't buy a guitar, so they found some bits of crap laying around the house or the yard or whatever, and banged it all together and made a somewhat kind of a guitar. Alright, and it's like, as far as I know, it's firmly got its roots in the blues. And everybody loves the blues. And if you don't, you're just a liar, because the blues is like the root of all rock and roll, pop, disco, reggae, hip hop, all of that stuff, right, is birthed from the blues. So thank you to all those guys back then that started it, because you're the shit. Right, anyway, I'm going to build one. Right, I'm going down here. I've got in my magic box of tricks here, Halamazoo, Bazang, a cigar box. Right, plain old wood. You pick these up at your tobacco stores, and some liquor stores have them. The one I go to, they charge $3 for one of these, and they've generally got a whole bunch of them. And from what I can tell by researching this online, I know I said it before that I don't like to research things, but I kind of do a little bit. Right, so when I looked up how to make one of these online, it wasn't really put, clear on what size box that you should use, but from all the ones I've seen, they're generally about this size. And a lot of times they'll put like a license plate on here as a resonator, and I'm not exactly sure what that does, and I don't know if I'm going to do that with this one. But so I got this. It's a nice looking box, pretty smancy. So that's going to be the sound box. Over here I got a couple of sticks. This is a piece of 1 by 2 by 4 feet. See, there's 1 feet, and there's a 4th foot, so there's 4 feet of it. That's poplar, all right, nice hardwood. It's got a really light grain. It's hard to notice, and I think it'll stain up nice. That's going to be the neck, and this here is a piece of red oak. It's a 1/4 inch by 2 by 4 feet. I keep hitting the roof. That's how you know it's 4 feet long. Because if you couldn't hit the roof, then it wouldn't be 4 feet. Everybody knows that. All right, so this is going to be the fretboard. It's going to get glued on there like that. Right? Probably about down to there. This part here is going to be the headstock where the machine heads go in. I'm going to put a what they call a nut right here for the strings to go over. And then, of course, this part here is going to get inserted through the box like this here. I'm going to have to make a cut out there, right, to make that so that goes like in like this, kind of like that, right? And it's going to go through and through, so it's going to come out the back end just a little bit, maybe a couple inches. I don't know what the specifics are. I have to look them up as I go, because I didn't write them down. Probably should have. Well, if you're going to jump on me for littering in my own shed, then you can just piss off. Right, it's my shed, I'll do what I want. Right, anyway, that's the whole idea. I've got some machine heads and strings. Machine heads, that's another word for tuning pegs, in case you didn't know. I've got some of them coming from the online, through the marketplace thing that I learned from the Cigar Box Nation website. And yeah, so I got some tuner pegs, some strings, bridge and a nut, and some other bits, can't remember. But they're coming any day now, right? And I'm not going to need them for a few days anyway, because I've got to cut this, because I'm going to make what they call a scarf joint, which is basically where I cut this part off like roughly here at a 17-degree angle, right? So it's kind of like that. And then you take this bit off and you flip it around and you stick it back on here, and then it'll sit back like that. So you'll have your fretboard here, right, and your nut, right, and then the part that you cut off is going to be attached, sitting back like that, so that when you've got your tuning pegs and everything in there, it looks real fancy. I don't know if it serves any other purpose than looking good, but I reckon it looks pretty good. And cutting a scarf joint by hand, all these other fellas use like fancy compound saws and jigs and all that, you know, sensible stuff. I haven't got any of that. I've got miter saw over there, and miter saw, sorry, yeah, and a couple of bits of wood, and a set square somewhere, and pencils and brain, and I'll figure it out, I reckon. I think I could do that. Oh look, we've got a visitor. Come on in. Come on. Look. There's, oh, there you go. There's my visitor. And out she goes again. That was Belle. She's my dog. And my best friend at the moment. Hi, Belle. Hi. So she comes and hangs out with me in the shed here sometimes. And yeah, just keeps me company, make sure I don't get into trouble, which is usually pretty a lot. Okay, so excuse the mess in the shed here. I'm trying to get it all organised. It's a work in progress. First things first, best get these strap out of the way here. In case you're wondering what that was, I'm restoring a like a 1960s Formica top table with all the chrome legs and the fancy aluminum surround on the outside there. It's pretty, what do they call it? Mid-century modern, I think that's what they call it. But it's going to be all nice and pretty when I'm done, and I might even show you that. I won't show you me working on it, I don't think, because I already started, so it'd make no sense to show half. You know, it's half done and then you see the rest of it. I might just show you when it's finished, because I can't show you what it looked like before because I've already done some of it, so you know, you have to use your imagination. Alright, so all that, making a clear spot here, move this bastard out of the way. Yeah. So, there you have it. That's the first bit of this video, and I'm going to have to probably cut some of it out. Maybe I'll do it live, I don't know. Well, not live, but you know, continuous, and you can see all my mistakes and shit. I'm sure YouTube lets me swear on the thing, because I'll be screwed if they're not. Alright, so now I'm going to set up to start making stuff, right? And while I'm doing that, you guys can just chill for a while, because I'm going to turn the camera off while I get organised. And then when I'm ready to go again, I will come back and you will watch it. And for you, it'll seem instantaneous. For me, it'll probably be like an hour or so. So, here we go. Catch you in a minute. I'm back. Did you miss me? I did. Alright, so I was started measuring up here for making this scarf joint that I was talking about. And, oh, look, we got another visitor here. Look, check out this. Whoop, there he is. That's Jax. Hey, Jaxie, say hi. I'm a big dummy. Hi, yes, babe. Alright, now go on. Go on. Go. Get out of here. Right, that's my son's dog. We're babysitting. That was probably straight, didn't it? Yep. Alright, so I got my miter saw down, what I was telling you about before, and the you can see I've taken it to bits, alright? But the thing that goes, hang on before I lose that, I'll tighten that up. Alright, the thing that goes here that changes sets your angle for the saw blade, it doesn't go past 45 degrees, which is too steep an angle. Alright, I need it to go like way down here to like 17, you know, roughly 13 to 17, 19, around there. In the middle teens, right, late teens angle, right? And the saw just won't go around that far. So I've had to use some freaking grey matter here, right, while I've still got some left. And, ow, fucking, you saw that, right? Front of the guts. So, I've figured out a jig. Pretty clever. I'm going to bring you over here. Have a look at that. Wrap your eyes around that. See, what I did is I took that swing arm part that holds the saw blade straight and true, right? And I've screwed it to this piece of 2x4 that I got here, and then I clamped that 2x4 to the bench. Then, and by the way, I screwed this at that angle. Well, almost. Right? It's not quite, because this, actually this is at the right angle, but once the wood is in here, it doesn't quite sit straight. Unless I try something radically different. Which I might just see. See? Look, I'm going to lower the blade down so you can see. Hang on, just get all tangled up here. Stupid wires. Right, see, so you can see there. Can you see it? I can't see it. I don't know if you can see it or not. Right, but it's not quite in line with the measurement that I made. It's just a fraction off, which I suppose is not too bad. And I clamped it in place and everything. But now I've had another idea. So before I go any further, I'm going to unclamp this. Just turn you around a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Over there. This is my trusty homemade tripod and setup for my camera. No, I know, I was amazed too. So this comes off like that. So this goes off. So move this bugger out of the way. There's always something in the way. Alright, there you go, that's good. That's out of the way now. If I put these so they sit on that, then I believe, holy shit, it's going to be just right. You know when you do something that's like so amazingly brilliant that you know you get a bit scared of how smart you are? That just happened. Yeah, so that's going to work out pretty special. So I'm going to take this clamp here, I had on there before, and what I did is just basically raise the, let it come off, not need that. Just going to clamp on here and see what I keep moving. Right, see what I did was, instead of having it sitting down in the jiggle of it, come a bit closer. Oh, hang on, don't panic. Alright, so instead of having it sit down flat on there like that and clamped on like through here, I've set it up so it's just got a little bit more of a room to swing around. And resting on top of these, where these holes go in, and just eyeballing it, it looks like that's pretty bang on where I want it to be. So, now that I've got that bit on there, I'm going to attach this clamp like this. So now, hopefully we're going to saw through that. Right, so that's on there. Oh, hold still, baby. And then, this one, hopefully this is going to work. If not, I'm going to fit the dummy. Bear with me. Shit. Alright. Plan 2. This one's no good. Off thing. Right. It's easy to see I don't know what I'm doing, right? Jax is back. He's come to visit us again and have a bit of a cry because he's a crybaby. What do you want? Well, go and knock on the door if you want to go inside. I'm not doing it for you. Alright. There it is. That's the plan anyway. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you back over here so that I can move and work without knocking you guys around. Put that there so you should be able to see good. Alright, now you get this here saw. This has got these guides that slide down on these poles here, and that's to help it remain true, which is at a 90-degree angle to the cutting surface. And I not quite right. Missed by that much. Alright, that's pretty bang on the line, right where I want it to be. Which is, how's that for good luck? Alright, here goes the cutting bit. I'm scared because if I screw this up, then I'm going to buy another bit of wood. I measured it twice. Remember the old rule, measure twice, cut once. So I measured it twice, because you can't measure once and cut twice. Because that's just doesn't work like that. Anyway, this is how it goes. This is it. It's a moment of truth right here. You'll see that I'm cutting slow, because I don't want to go too quick and jump the saw out or knock it all loose or anything. And you know what they say, slow and steady wins the race. I don't know who says that, but somebody does. It's a little bit off my line, just a fraction, like a bee's dick, right, about that big. And it's just off the line there, but that'll be alright. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to take this long either. Well, that would explain that. There's something I didn't think of. Clamping this on here. Right, it's made it so that the saw can't go down any further than the piece of wood where I got it cut. So it only gets to cut about halfway through, which I'm not really pleased about. But I'm going to have to start it now, there's no turning back, so I'm going to figure out something else. Take all this stupid clamp off. That will work. This saw. Take the piece of wood out. Just take this stupid jig thing that didn't work out of the way. This is, I mean, it kind of worked. You can see in concept, right? I should have just left it how it was. I'm going with a different angle. Right. Sweep some of the slice away. A little bit. Right, now I have to try something that I really don't want to do. clamp this down nice and straight on this hard edge here. This one's done. All this stuff out of the way. You go. Yeah. Right. Now I'm going to have to finish cutting this by hand with the full saw here. Hang on a sec, that's the boss. Pause. Don't know what happened there, I think I touched something I shouldn't have. Anyway, here's the 2 bits of wood, cut off at the angle, see? Pretty much the same angle. Well, it's exactly the same angle because it came from the same piece of wood, and 1 cut. Right? Ta-da! Right, now, what I got to do is glue this bit on here in line with that bit. See, and then that's going to, see that? A nice, cool looking, what they call scarf joint. And then this, I know this doesn't look real pretty up here on that bit where that joint was a little bit crooked, but you'll be able to see that's going to be covered up by the fretboard anyway. Nobody's going to notice. And under here I'm going to sand that out and make it all pretty anyway. So that's where I'm at that bit. Now I have to go and feed the girls and go and get a pizza because I'm hungry. So that's all for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hey ho, I'm back. I just had to feed the dogs and the cat. I wish I could feed the cat to the dogs. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to have a bit more of a glue on this thing and glue it together, and then we'll call it quits for the day. And yeah, and then the next day, whenever that is, I will continue with all the exciting stuff. Alright? Yeah, go for it. Here we go. How are they going to do this? That's not right. So you can only go top one that way. No, that wasn't right either. There you go. Figure that out. It's alright. I was a bit worried there for a minute that I'd buggered something up, but I got it right, so it's all good. All good in the hood. Alright. So now this exciting bit. We're going to sweep all this crap away again. Make sure there's no sawdust in the way, because I don't want to have to deal with that. And that goes like that. It goes like that. And then what? So these bits don't slide around. I'll do something a little bit we consider destructive, but you know what? It's my show, I'll do what I want. So one of these bad boys here. That'll work. Right. Turning, tilting. Right, do you see that? When you're gluing this type of joint, right, because it's on an angle, once you clamp it, they tend to slide apart, and then you've glued it in the wrong place when it sets, and it's just, well, you just don't want that to happen. So, a little tip I learnt was pencil, mark there where it's going to be, and then carefully mark here where this one's going to be. Try to make a straight line. Right. Now, get your good old-fashioned knock and stick. And here where you made these lines here, just going to tap them in a bit. Then here, right, and here, couple more. Now, these nails, which are only going to be here temporarily, they're going to hold my my two pieces of wood from sliding around and messing up my joint. So I don't fucking forget that again. I'm going to do this. So that I know that that bit that I draw on is both sides, same sides of the joint. Alright? Then, now I don't know if this is the right glue or not, but that's what I'm going to use. Elmer's is what they make, well, they make wood glue, and it looks just the same as this. And this is for gluing all kinds of stuff. See? Wood. Glue's wood. So, there we have wood. This is wood glue. Couldn't ask for a better matchup. Right? And we're going to make sure the whole surface is covered with the glue. The whole surface that we're going to join, that is. And you might notice here, look, see that mark there? That's a mark I made in here when I was clamping it in that thing to try and thinking the damaged wood, made a dent in the wood there. So, but these are going to be rounded off anyway, and it's going to be sanded up, so all that will come out. Right? Don't freak out. So now that goes in here like that, and these nails, hold them nice and steady. This bugger here, he goes like this. Press the whole thing together like that. Then picture the whole flat down on the wood, so it's nice and straight. Then you take your clamping tool here. It's a short one. Alright, take your clamper tool here. Actually, I might put two on there. And you get him on there and you clamp that bugger up. You can tell when you're squeezing it tight and the glue squirts out of the crack there. That means you've got it pretty good. Alright, now, I know this is, hang on, where's that bit going? Lost a bit. Hang on, don't panic. lost a little rubber bit off of that one. See right there? Cool. See a minute ago. We couldn't have got fire. All points bulletin. Everybody be on the lookout. We'll get the Fort Wayne police to come down and shoot tear gas at it. Find a van. That's for sure. Right, and there you have that. That's a nearly completed scarf joint for a neck and headstock of a cigar box guitar, which is going to be, well, actually it's going to be pretty freaking awesome when it's done, if I do it right. A thought has just occurred to me. When you do this, if you do it, when you're gluing it on, together, sitting on your bench like this, you might want to put some wax paper or something underneath there, or a bit of foil or something, so that you don't accidentally glue your neck and headstock to your bench, which I may have just done. But I'm not taking it apart to find out, because I'm lucky to get it set right and flat and in place and everything the first time. It's going to stay like that now. If it's stuck glued to the bench, then I'll deal with that when I get here. Oh, here comes Jax again. Hi, Jax. What do you want? Oh! Oh! Oh, there he is, running in everything. See, there he is. Hi. Say hi, Jax. Hi. He's camera shy, so that's how. Now I know how to get him out of the shed. I'll just point the camera at him and he'll bugger off every time. Alright, so that's that. I hope you've enjoyed this first installment of making a cigar box guitar. This is part one of the second episode. The first episode, which is titled The Lost Episode, because I lost it. I accidentally deleted all my footage. So that was a bit annoying, but anyway, I didn't feel right calling this one the first episode because I already made the first episode. And if I ever somehow manage to retrieve it, I can put that on as the long lost episode, and look at it and see how terrible it was. And it's probably a good thing it's lost. So, as I mentioned before, well, actually I didn't mention it, but I haven't got any sponsors or anything. Not yet, because I'm not famous enough yet. But that's all could change with you. Right, so if you subscribe and hit the like button and go and tell all your friends and family and everybody else to find my channel and subscribe and like until I get like 1 million people that like me, then companies like some company people will pay me money to make these stupid videos. That'd be good. I could use money. I like money. Yeah, so you get on your end, get on with your business and do that. And I'll be on this end making a fool of myself in front of the camera for all you guys so you can laugh at me. I mean, with me. Hopefully you get a laugh out of it, because what's the point of not laughing? God, it sucks as bad as it is right now. They said, after 2020, they said, 21's going to be better. Meh, not really so much. Anyway, so that's it. Bye for now, and don't forget, Francisco, forget what his middle name is, Francisco Navarro. I'll correct that in the links below. If you look down there, well, not down there, down in the links below, and then you'll see his link, and you can go to his site and listen to all his music. It's pretty cool stuff. Makes it all himself, and he's a lot better than he thinks he is. Well, that's my opinion anyway, and I'm not just saying that because he's a nice guy, but because if his music sucked, I'd tell him. Because, you know, eh, if people don't like me, that's their problem, right? Right. And people would rather hear the truth, I think, than a lie. So, if something's not right, I'll tell you. Probably. Alright, anyway, see ya.